Hello everyone, welcome to Stretch and Flow. So today's class is going to be about moving the joints, stretching the body, and adding some fluidity by combining our movements with our breath. We'll do a little challenge, we'll do a little balance, we'll do a little moving and breathing. So remember to always only do what works for you. So my name's Bridget, I'm from Lucky Elephant Yoga and Wellness, and this is Sean, who's going to be demonstrating for me today. And Sean's going to be taking modifications based on his body ability. So you also at home can do those same modifications or do different modifications based on what works for you. We're going to listen, we're going to be mindful in our practice today, and breathe and move together. So I'm actually going to start you on your backs today. And you can also, before you get on your back, just make sure you've got maybe a couple of yoga blocks or a couple of books or some rolled up towels. A strap. So if you don't have a yoga strap at home, you can grab a belt, you can grab a men's necktie, you can grab a scarf. Any of those things make great yoga straps as well. And then a blanket as well is nice to have as well. So you can have a throw blanket or even just a cushion, a pillow. So finding yourself on your back, bend your knees, place your feet onto the mat, and let your feet walk a little bit wide, turn your toes in, let your knees fall together, and then find your hands resting lightly on your belly. And your eyes here can close or just let the gaze be soft if it stays open. Notice the belly. And see if there's any movement naturally that happens within the belly when you breathe in and when you breathe out. We're not trying to adjust or alter anything right now, just notice what the natural tendency of your body is. And you'll notice changes that happen as the mind starts to become more aware. Maybe the breath starts to move deeper into the belly. Still with a gentleness and an ease, so that there's not strain or difficulty in the breath. And with the exhale, just soften the belly so that the navel doesn't go towards the spine. We just soften the abdominal muscles. Notice how this belly breath may make you feel. And then see if you can add a count to that breath. So beginning to inhale for 3 and exhale for 3. And that individual 3 is yours. So I'm not going to count because that would be my 3. So you take your 3. And if 3 seems a little too short or even too long, you can adjust it. 2, 4. Perhaps as you take a few rounds, the breath is available to deepen. And then adding one more layer on this breath practice today. You'll take a big full belly breath in. And your exhale, sigh it out your mouth as if you were fogging up a window. So there's a little restriction into the vocal cords. Inhaling into the belly. And you'll exhale through the mouth, fogging up the mirror. Take 2 more just like that. So what we're getting here is we're getting a little toning of our vagal nerve, which is the nerve that impacts our parasympathetic nervous system. And by doing really diaphragm breath, diaphragmatic breathing as we call it, by expanding the belly, we tone the vagal nerve, and by constricting into the throat softly, we also tone the vagal nerve. So This is a great place to come back to if you're feeling stressed or anxious in any way. And after you've taken those few rounds, just simply come back to a natural breath. But understand that now that you've informed the breath, that natural breath may change. And we're going to try to keep that awareness on belly breathing today as we go through class. So let your hands come down beside you and walk your feet a little closer together. Let your knees separate so the feet and knees are about sits bones distance apart. Let's remove anything that might be underneath your head so the back of your head is onto your mat. As you inhale, press into your feet, lift your hips up off of the mat. And as you exhale, softly lower those hips back down. Inhale, lift the hips. And exhale, lower. Good, this time let's add some arms in. So as you lift the hips, float your arms up overhead. And as you exhale, lower your hips and lower your arms back down by your side. 2 more times like that. Inhale, floating up, try to get everything fluid. Exhale, release. Again, inhale, lift. And exhale, release. Good. And now keep your hands down and once more lift your hips up. And this time you're going to just start to march your feet. And try to march the feet without wagging the hips from side to side. So we're starting to engage into the abdominals here. Feel those front ribs wrapping towards each other, so it's the transverse abdominis that's what's engaging most. Good, just a couple more marches. You can bring the feet up as high as makes sense for you. Good, and then let both feet find the mat. Take a big breath in, lift your hips. Exhale, slowly lower the hips down. Good. Let's bring the right knee into your chest and hug that right knee in. Good. And now start circling your right knee into the air. Easy circles, waking up into the hip joint. And circle the opposite direction. Good. And now keep the right knee into the chest and just start to press through the foot. Really activate through that foot. Extend your left leg long on the mat. Press your left foot forward as if you were pressing against a wall. Good, breathe here. Keep your right hand onto your right knee and place your left hand directly on top of your left thigh. And we're going to ground that left thigh a little bit more towards the mat as we take the right knee out towards the side. And try not to let the left hip lift up here. You're going to bring that right knee up as high towards the shoulder as you can, your own body. Keep pressing through your left foot. Keep activating that leg. The left knee is still facing up. The left toes are facing up. Really, really active. And then bring your right knee back into your chest. Take a hold of the back of your right thigh. And just extend that right leg up as much as you can. You can keep the bend in the right knee as much as you need to. Both arms can find the back of the thigh. From here, start circling your right ankle. Nice, easy circles. You might get a few cricks and creaks within the body. Don't lose the connection of that left foot. Circle the right ankle the opposite direction. Good, now press up through your right leg. Release your arms down by your side. As you inhale, reach your right leg forward just until it hovers off of the mat. And as you exhale, point your right toes, lift your right leg back up towards the sky. Flex your foot, reach your leg forward just till it hovers. And point your toes and lift it back up. Again, flex and point. Point and lift. Good, one more time, flexing the foot, reach the leg until it hovers, and then keep the leg here, start to lift your chest, lift your head, reach your arms toward your feet, and start to wrap those front ribs together, really engaging the belly, deep breaths. Good, now see if you can lift your left leg beside your right. Good. Lower your right leg and bring your left knee into your chest. Release your shoulders and your head back down. Breathe. Good. Let's start to activate through that right leg, pressing through the right foot, and begin circling your left knee in the air. And circle the opposite direction. Good, and now holding on to that knee with your left hand, place your right hand onto your right thigh, encouraging the grounding of that thigh as your left knee opens out to the side. Good, keep pressing through your right foot, really activating through that leg. Breathe. And then bring your left knee back into the chest. Take a hold of the back of your left thigh. Extend up through that leg. Good. And now just circle the left ankle. And circle the opposite direction. And now press through your left foot. Bring your arms down by your side. Keep pressing through the right leg as well. Inhale, reach your left leg forward until it hovers off of the mat. Exhale, point your toes. Lift your leg back up to the sky. Inhale, flex and reach. Exhale, point and lift. Good. Again, inhale, flex and reach. Exhale, point and lift. And now one more time, flexing and reaching the leg just until it hovers off of the mat. Lift your chest, lift your head, reach your arms towards your toes, engaging through the abdominals. Breathe here. Good, try to lift that right leg beside the left. Good, and then slowly just lower everything down to the mat. Nice. Reach your arms up overhead. And let's walk the legs over to the right. And then tip your torso over to the right as well. So you're coming into like a C curve, side bend on the back. You're still released down into the mat. We're going to breathe all the way through the whole left side. If you want to take your right hand and take a hold of your left wrist, you can gently encourage a little bit more opening through the left side. Deep, full breaths. Good, and then slowly back to center. Walk the legs over to the left. Tip the torso over as well. And this time, the left hand can grab the right wrist very gently. No excessive pulling in the body here. Good, and then again, just back to center. Bend your knees, place your feet down on the mat. And again, release your arms down by your side. Take a hold of that strap that I told you to have earlier. And we're going to bring the right knee into the chest once more. Hook your strap onto the ball of your right foot. And then just reach the right leg up as much as you can, holding onto the strap. Now, we're going to extend the elbows up and climb the hands up the strap, but then release the shoulders down. So we're using the weight of the shoulders to hold the leg in place, not effort through the biceps or the triceps. If your elbows are bent, then your biceps are having to work to hold you. But if we're here, then we use the leverage of the body. Breathe. Make sure you're on the ball of the foot with the strap and not the bottom of the foot so that you're not going to annoy the fascia in the bottom of your foot. Good, and then take a hold of your strap, both ends of the strap into your right hand. now extend that left leg long again. Let's place the left hand onto the left thigh once more. Take a big full breath in. And exhale, start to take the right leg out to the side, only to the point that the left hip stays down. Now wait just a second. Inhale, come back to center. And exhale out. Good, we're gonna do that 2 more times. Inhale, center. Keep pressing through that left foot. Exhale out. 1 more time. Inhale, center. Exhale out. Now this time you can stay here. Try to get the right leg lifted higher up on a diagonal and less straight out to the side. Yeah, so it might not go as far out as you would like for it to go, but guess what? You're staying within the natural ability of the body. Breath. Try to bring those big belly breaths into the places that your body might be efforting a little bit more. And now as you exhale, bring the leg back to center. Good, let's cross the left hand over to the strap. Extend your right arm out to the side. Now as you exhale, take the right leg over to the left as far as you can keep the left shoulder down, or the right shoulder down, excuse me. And then come back to center and exhale it over. So we're progressively taking it over. 1 more time, come back to center. And exhale, take that right leg all the way to the left, keeping the right shoulder down. You can turn your head to the right if that makes sense for you. Good, and then slowly bring your leg back to center. Bend your right knee in towards your chest. Release your strap from your right foot. Good, just hug that right knee in, wrapping both hands around it. Good, and then place the right foot down on the mat. Bring your left knee into your chest. Take your strap to the ball of your left foot. And then let's extend that left leg up any amount that feels available to you. Remembering that this strap sequence, if you do it at the beginning of class versus the end of class, it's a very different sequence for your body. So don't judge one time to the next, right? Remember the days are different, times of the day are different, times of a class are different. So just breathe into the back of the leg and hold on to whatever it presents you. Go ahead and now take both ends of that strap into your left hand. Extend your right leg long. Good, press through that foot and place your right hand, on your right thigh. Take a big full breath in. Exhale, take the leg over to the left, only as far as the right hip stays down. Inhale, bring it back to center. Exhale, take it out. Inhale, center. Keeping that leg high and up on a diagonal, take it out. And keep that right hip down. Breathe here. Keep pressing into both feet. Keep the legs active here. That's how we change and alter the muscular structure of the body, not by passivity. It's by active. Good, and then bring that leg slowly back to center, and let's cross arms. So right arm crosses over to the strap. Left arm can extend out to the side. Good, big full breath in. Exhale, cross your left leg over to the right, keeping that left shoulder down. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, cross it over. Inhale, center. Exhale, take it over as far as you can, keeping the left shoulder grounded. Breathe here. Good, one more breath. And then bring that leg back to center. Good, bend your left knee, release your strap. You can place your strap off to the side. Hug your left knee into your chest. Good, and then hug the right knee in to meet it. Take both knees in. Take a little rock on your hips side to side. Rocking across the sacrum and the low back. All right, so now start rocking forward and back. And I want you to take about 6 rocks to come up. Good, and when you come up, you'll come onto hands and knees, which means you can cross the legs, roll over the shins, or just swing your legs around and find your way onto hands and knees. If your knees are feeling sensitive today, or if you just prefer a blanket underneath those knees, go ahead and slide that under, take that time. Set up your wrists right under your shoulders, your knees right under your hips, and make sure that you feel the weight in your hands here on the edge and the edge of the fingers. Less here, right? This is where we get wrist pain. We want to keep our carpal tunnel with space, so we want weight here, and weight into the pads of the fingers. From here, start circling around into your wrists and back into your knees, and start to play around with some weight shifting. And then circle the opposite direction. Good, and then come back to center. Inhale, arch the spine, lift chest and tail. Exhale, round the back. Again, inhale, lift chest, lift tail, arching to cow back. Exhale, round. Good, one more time. Inhale, arch. And exhale, round. Good. Find a nice long spine. And let's start circling the right knee around in the air. Easy circles. And then circle the opposite direction. And now reach your right leg back behind you. Press back into that right foot. Right leg is in the air. Good. Big full breath in. Exhale, bring your knee towards your nose and round your spine. Inhale, take the leg back into the air behind you. Exhale, bring your right knee to your right upper arm and we'll open up that hip. Inhale, the leg back behind you. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, the leg back. Exhale, knee to upper arm. Good, let's take one more round like that. Inhale, leg straight back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, the leg back. Exhale, knee to upper arm, and I want you to stay here. Now you can stay exactly where you are, or you can inhale, extend the leg out. Exhale, bend the knee in. Inhale, extend the leg out. Exhale, bend the knee in. Good, one more time. Extend the leg out. Bend the knee in. Good, and then just place that right knee down beside the left and wag the hips a little from side to side. Good. From here, circle your left knee around in the air. And circle the opposite direction. Good, now extend your left leg back into the air. And exhale, bring the knee to the nose, round the spine. Inhale the leg back. Exhale, knee to the the upper elbow. Inhale the leg back. Exhale, knee to nose. Again, inhale, leg back. Exhale, knee to the elbow. Good. Try not to drop the chest here. Inhale, leg back. Exhale, knee to nose. Good. One more time, extend it back. And now we take the knee to the elbow, and you either stay here, or you inhale, extend the leg out to the side. Exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, bend. One more time, inhale, extend. Exhale, bend. Good, and then place that left knee down. Wag those hips a little from side to side. Nice. All right, let's take the right leg back into the air once more. And this time, feel the front ribs start to wrap towards one another and reach your left arm into the air as well. So we're coming into a balance here. Feel the left hand, the right hand, the knuckles of the hand, the pads of the fingers, and the pad of the thumb are your main points of contact here. So you're not dumping back into the wrists. Take 2 more breaths. And then place your left hand down. Cross your right leg over to the left. Tuck those right toes and look over your left shoulder. Try to see your right foot. Deep, full breaths. Good, and then place that right knee beside your left. From here, extend your left arm directly out to the side. Keep the chest pointing down. And exhale, thread that left arm underneath the right and just hover the shoulder. Inhale the arm out to the side, Exhale, thread and hover. Again, inhale, arm out. Exhale, thread, and this time lower the left shoulder all the way down to the mat and see if your head can find that as well. If the left shoulder and the head are lifted, you can take a block, you can take a pillow, you can take a blanket right underneath to give support. Now, if your shoulder and your head are down, the shoulder especially, the left upper arm down, from there, if that's down on the mat, you can try lifting your right arm. If those are not on the mat, if they're on a blanket or a pillow, then keep the right hand down. If you lift the right arm up, you can wrap it around behind you. You can take a bind here. If you want to try extending that right leg back, keeping the toes tucked, or even try floating the right leg into the air. Any of those pieces of the puzzle that work for you, you can try. But just remember that grounding into the left upper arm is very important to protect our head and neck from taking all of the weight here. Take another breath wherever you are. And then lower your right knee. Unwind your right arm. Unthread your left arm. And just find hands and knees once more. Good. Let's extend the left leg back behind you into the air. Reach your right arm forward this time and come into this balance, feeling the front ribs wrapping towards each other. Good, deep, full breaths. Make sure you're checking in with where the weight position is in your left hand. Two more breaths here. And then place your right hand down. Cross your left leg over to the right. Tuck those left toes. Look over your right shoulder. Try to see your left foot. And then place that left knee beside the right. As you inhale, extend your right arm directly out to the side. Keep the chest facing down. Exhale, thread the right arm underneath and just hover the shoulder. Inhale the right arm out to the side. Exhale, thread and hover. Good. Inhale out. And this time we can thread and lower the shoulder down. Once more, finding the shoulder and the head resting either on the mat or on a block or on a pillow or a cushion of some kind. If your right arm is directly on hard surface, on mat, then you can try lifting your left arm up and wrapping it around. You can also try extending that left leg back, tucking the toes. Good, and then you can also perhaps float your left leg into the air. Whatever works for you. If you topple over very carefully, hopefully, then just giggle, because we all need to find a little bit more joy in our life always. Good, one more breath. And then slowly lower your left knee. Good, lower your left hand. Unthread your right arm. Finding hands and knees once more. Wag those hips a little from side to side. Good. Let's extend the right leg back once more. Tuck the toes this time. And now spin your right heel down to the left so your whole right foot finds the mat. Shift into your left hand and bring your right hand to your waist. Let's start to roll the right shoulder back, lift up through the chest, and then your right arm can follow your chest, and then your head follows last. Good, from here, make sure that you're grounding deeply into that whole right foot. Circle your right wrist. Circle the opposite direction. Circle your right arm. And again, the opposite direction. Good, reach up through those right fingertips. Turn your right palm to face overhead. Sweep the arm up and over the ear. And really feel the right fingers reaching away from the right foot and the right foot grounding away from the right fingers. Opening up through the whole right side of the body. Good, from here you can lift the right arm back up towards the sky. And let's try pressing into the right foot and coming into a balance. Try lifting the right leg up. Right foot presses as if there was a wall against it. Yes, activating through that foot. Good, you can stay here and breathe, or you can bend your right knee and reach around with your right hand and see if you can take a hold of that right foot. Good, a little bit more opening through the chest, a little bit more opening through the shoulder. Keep the grounding into the left hand, nice and mindful of those places of contact. 2 more breaths. Good, and then slowly release your right foot. Lower your right hand and lower your right knee down. Awesome, take a couple of breaths. And now extend your left leg back behind you, tuck those toes. Spin your left heel to the right and find the whole left foot grounding. Shift into your right hand and place your left hand on your waist. So we're gonna start to roll the shoulder back and lift the chest first. Then the left arm. And then your head is last. From here you can circle the left wrist. And the opposite direction. Go ahead, circle the left arm. And then reverse that direction. Good, reach your left fingertips all the way up. Turn your left palm to face overhead. Sweep that arm up and over and let the left fingers and the left foot reach away from each other. Really that dynamic opposition. Good, now reach your left fingertips back up to the sky. Press through your left foot. Start to lift the left leg, coming into this balance, really active through that left foot. Good, and then you can stay here or you can bend your left knee. Reach your left hand around and maybe you find the foot. Remember that balance is not stillness. Balance has movement. And if we try to hold our breath and try to fight that movement, then we will fall. But we have to move with the movement. We have to breathe with the movement. We have to go with the flow of our practice, just like we have to go with the flow of our life. Not fighting back. Take another breath. And then release your foot. Bring your left hand down. Bring your left knee down. Find a child's pose. Knees apart. Big toes together. Shift those hips back. Fold the spine forward. And breathe. Deep belly breaths. Let's walk the torso over to the right. And press into your left hand as you shift into your left hip. Breathing into the whole left side of the body. Really regulate and deepen into the belly breathing. That is what's going to teach your nervous system how to respond to your practice and how to respond to challenge. Are you responding with stress, fear? Or can you connect into that belly breathing and let your nervous system feel safe? Come back to center. Walk it over to the left. Press into your right hand. Shift into your right hip this time. Again, back to center. Let's come up onto hands and knees and take those 2 blocks that you have. And we're going to place the 2 blocks at the top of the mat, just in front of your shoulders. So you can find hands and knees behind the blocks. That'll be your best way to set up. And then place your hands onto the blocks. And then step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. We're going to keep the foot parallel here, so in line with the outer edge of the mat. Shift your hips forward and lift up through your chest. Exhale, shift your hips back and round the spine. Inhale the hips forward, lifting through the chest. Exhaling back and rounding. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale forward. And exhale back. Good. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Good. Now shift forward as deeply as your hips will allow, but keep the right foot grounding, so the heel of the foot as well as the ball of the foot. Breathe. Try not to collapse the chest. Try not to collapse the belly, but keep active. Keep aware and conscious of every moment. So we're going to take this into a twist next. So you can bring your left hand off of its block. So you can slide that block off to the side if you need to. Left hand stays down. Place your right hand onto your waist. Keep the hips shifting forward as you turn your chest to the right. And then from here, you can keep your right hand where it is. You can extend the right arm out of the shoulder. You can even wrap that right arm around behind you. And if you're feeling a little adventurous today, try bending the left knee more, lifting the left foot, and you try reaching your right hand for your left foot. Remember to make the choice that makes the most sense for your body today. 2 breaths wherever you are. And then just slowly release the foot if you have a hold. Release your right hand down. We're going to come back to hands and knees very carefully. Good. Set your blocks back up in front of your hands, preparing for the second side. And then hands come onto the blocks, the left foot comes to the outside of the left hand. We're going to keep that foot parallel so the toes are in line with the heel. Shift your hips forward, lift your chest. Exhale, shift it back and round. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. Very nice, everybody. Shift forward once more. Stay here and breathe. Good. Now finding a twist here. So we can place that block underneath the right hand off to the side. Place the right hand down on the mat and your left hand onto your left waist. Turn your chest to the left, keeping the hips shifting forward. Good. You can leave your left hand where it is. You can extend the left arm. You can try wrapping that left arm around behind you, and you might maybe try lifting the right foot, and maybe you find a hold at the foot. Maybe not. Just stay with those deep, full breaths. 2 more breaths. Good. And then release your foot if you have a hold. Coming out of your twist, place your left hand down. Find your way back to your hands and your knees. Left knee comes back beside the right. You can place your blocks off to the side and wag the hips once more from side to side. All right. So from here, I want everybody to notice your front ribs and notice this wrapping sensation of the front ribs towards one another. Soft in the belly, active here. Not trying to move your navel towards your spine, which is really bad for your spine, but think ribs wrapping towards each other. Tuck your toes. Float your knees 2 inches off of the mat. Front ribs wrapping. Try not to round into the shoulders, but keep the shoulder blades lightly knitting towards each other. Not all the way. Light, not all the way. 2 more breaths. And slowly lower your knees down. Take a breath. We're going to do that 2 more times, just so you know. Ready? Here we go. Lift those knees, couple of inches off of the mat. Hovering, wrap the front ribs towards each other. Keep the chest moving forward slightly. Breathe. Good, and then slowly lower the knees back down once more. Good. Deep, full breaths. All right, one more time. Lift those knees up. From here, take it up and back into a bent knee, downward facing dog. Good. Slowly pedal your feet. One knee bends and then the other knee. Good. Come high onto the balls of your feet, lifting up into the heels. Exhale, soften the heels, soften the knees. Inhale, lift onto the balls of your feet. Exhale, melt into the heels. Good. One more time. Lift onto the balls of the feet. And melt. Good. Let's walk the feet to the hands. And find your way at the top of your mat. Bend your knees. Grab opposite elbows here if you can. Release your head and take some sways from side to side. Nod your head yes. Shake your head no. Good. Release your arms and slowly with your knees bent, roll yourself up to stand. Let your head be the last thing that comes up. When you get to vertical, close your eyes. Place your hands on your belly. Big full breath into the belly. Sigh out the mouth, fogging the window. Again. with your eyes closed, release your arms down, and I want you to keep this belly breathing as you just start to sway from side to side, and the arms can just kind of swing. Now shake out your wrists, still same belly breathing. Shake out your arms. Don't worry, your eyes are closed. Everybody's eyes are closed. Shake out your shoulders, and your arms, and your upper body, and your lower body, and your legs, and just start to kind of, so deep breaths in and out. And then just start to settle the body, hands back to the belly. Good, allow your eyes to open. So hopefully you were able to keep your deep breath while you were sporadically moving, right? That's a way that we can get some of the nervous energy out, but teach the nervous system to still ground. So if you're feeling jittery, anxious in any way, try that, but be very, very conscious of the slow, steady breath within it, because if you start breathing like you're moving, then it just creates more anxiety and tension. Let's come to the middle of the mat, and you can face any side that makes sense, whatever side you can still see me or the TV, although you can just listen to my voice. Step your feet wide. Good, toes facing the sides of the mat. Reach your arms back behind you, clasp your hands. We're gonna take a nice big breath in. Exhale, just come to a flat back. Good, inhale, back up. Press the feet apart to bring you up. Exhale, fold, halfway. Inhale, back up. Exhale, fold, halfway. Stay here, deep breath. Exhale, fold all the way down, and see if you can lift your knuckles up. And all the way may mean that like you're going maybe another inch, centimeter, whatever. But start to release some of that tension. And now as you exhale, release your arms down. And if your hands don't find the ground, take your blocks underneath your hands. Release your head, release your shoulders, release your elbows, and feel an even ground through your feet. Toes, heels, inner edge, out of your edge of your feet. It's as if you were still standing in Tadasana at the top of your mat. Deep, full breaths. Slowly start to make your way, walking the body over to the right, turn or towards the front of your mat. So whatever the front of your mat is, if it's right or left. Come into a low lunge, and then just step into plank pose. So we're gonna take the hands down, step whatever foot to meet whatever foot. Reach the crown of your head forward, reach your heels back. Feel the front ribs wrapping towards each other. Breathe, belly breaths. You are safe in plank pose. And now take a big full breath in. As you exhale, lower slowly to your belly. Good. And then untuck those toes. Hug your elbows in, and let's just lift to a baby cobra. Just lift your chest and your head up, keeping the neck long. Exhale, release it down. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, lower it down. Good, one more time, lift it up and let's try floating the hands off of the mat just a couple of inches. Feeling the chest reaching forward. Belly is still breathing, even though it's on the ground. Because then you're getting some great digestive stimulation. Good, one more big breath in. Exhale, release it down. Good. Let's make your way back into a child's pose. So you can press into your hands and shift your hips up and back. Good. And then we're just going to walk the hands back and come up to sit. You can swing your legs around. Find a blanket or whatever cushion that you have to sit up on, so that when we do our forward folding, we want to keep the low back from rounding out. So we want to sit up on something to get the pelvis a little bit more tilted. So the sits bones, bony prominences at the base of your pelvis, are at the edge of that blanket. Bring the soles of your feet together, take the knees apart, and place your hands right on top of your knees. Start circling your torso around. And then circle the opposite direction. Good, nice big full breath in, sit tall. And as you exhale, think chest toward the big toes to fold you forward. And when your chest can't reach anymore towards the big toes, that's when you release your shoulders and your head. Walk your hands forward so that your hands come in front of the shins, the feet, wherever they can land, and then soften your elbows. And when we soften the elbows, we trigger this space right between the shoulders and the ears to soften. A place that we hold a lot of tension, a lot of stress, a lot of strain. Deep, full breaths. And again, we'll walk the torso over to the right, keeping the left hip grounding. Soften the left shoulder. And come back to center. And walk it over to the left. Keep the right hip grounding. Soften the right shoulder. Once more back to center. And maybe you fold just a little bit deeper. And then slowly just begin to press down into your hands to roll yourself up to sit. Take a hold of your outer thighs, bring the knees together, and make your way onto your back once more. Good, again, find the knees bent, the feet on the mat. Good, walk your feet as wide as your mat and open your arms out to the sides. Keep the feet wide, tip both knees over to the left. And turn your head to the right. So we want to keep the feet wide, so this is a little bit more about the hips and less about a twist in the spine. Your head can turn to the right, yep, to the right. But we want to keep both shoulders grounding. Good, and then bring your knees back to center. Turn your head to face up. Tip your knees to the right, keeping the feet wide, and you can turn your head to the left. Both shoulders grounding down into the mat. Deep, full belly breath. more, coming back to center. This time walk the feet together. And once more, tip the knees to the left. This time the knees can come as high up as you would like, as long as both shoulders, again, stay down. Your head can turn once more to the right. Deep, full breaths into this twist. And bring your knees back to center. Tip your knees to the right and turn your head to the left. Knees back to center. Bring your right knee into your chest. Bring your left knee into your chest. And take some circles with those knees, holding on to the kneecaps with your hands. And then circle the opposite direction. Place your feet down and bring your arms down by your sides. Let your legs begin to extend forward and turn your palms to face up. Your eyes can softly close as you come into Shavasana, focusing the mind on the belly. Rise and fall. A physical sensation that has major benefit, using our breath to calm, to ground, to tell our body and our mind that we're safe, we're supported. Teaching ourselves that what we need is inside of us. That's our yoga practice. So give yourself this time in Shavasana to deepen into that practice, that information, that peace. Begin to deepen into your breath. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Awaken into the limbs. Reach your arms overhead, stretching from fingertips to toe tips, yawning and awakening. And then bend your knees and roll to your right side. Take a pause and a moment here on your side. And then press down into your left hand and begin to roll yourself up to sit. Slowly, carefully letting your head be the last thing to come up. Find your sits bones grounded, the crown of your head lifted. Your eyes can either close or find a soft downward gaze. And let your palms come together in front of your heart and bow your head with gratitude for the knowledge that everything we need, peace, love, light, are already there, already within us, ready to come forth and ready to be shared. And this practice allows us to connect deeper into it, to utilize tools to get there. So we give practice gratitude. We give gratitude to the ability to come together no matter where we are. And gratitude for one another along this journey of life together. Namaste.